Well, good afternoon. You join me on a nice, boiling hot sunny afternoon, and I've come to this ancient tip area here, or ancient dump, call it what you will. And I'm going to do an investigation, have a look around. It originally filled in part of the Somerset Coal Canal tramway, which was closed in 1905-ish. So it's got quite a bit of history to the area. I'm really just going to have a look around, see what I can see what I can pick up, just generally have a good investigation, and I take you along with me and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Well, looking further on down the tip here, I think I've seen something in the undergrowth down there. I'm going to go down and collect it and see what it is. Don't do that. Right. Oh, there we are. This is what we found here. It's an old bottle cage for holding bottles in, like milk bottles. So falling on down the hill, I found this nice old solid milk bottle carrier that would have been carried for like commercial on the back of a milk float or something. So I think, yes, it's gonna come. I can use the F word. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just walking through the woods here. There's this great big old commercial freezer. I think it must have been for ice creams or something in the past. There's a lid on it here. What does that say? Let's have a little look. I think it might be ice creams. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't get it up. Yeah, you can just see down there remnants of a ice cream freezer. Looking around, what's this? And that's it, we all go mad for this on recycling programs. Look at that old light fitting. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the F word twice, so you can see that's what that is. It's an old factory light fitting by the looks of it. Probably cost you about 100 quid in a shop in London. See the inside of it in there, and cable attached to it, and the outside. So it's quite an interesting find. What do I do with the light fitting? I don't want it for anything, so I think I'll have to leave it. But really interesting find that. If I hadn't used the F word, I could have used it again. Great. It's really interesting. If it's a very hot day, what have we got down here? Oh. Remnants of an old road bollard, rubber, rotted away. But well, I can just put that on there a minute. You can see what that is there. And also, just notice it down by the side here. An old Speedo, look at that. That's definitely Cortina Zero, isn't it? With 304,000 miles on the clock, good grief. I don't know what would have been in the other side, oil pressure, rev counter, whatever. If you can identify the car it came from, please say. But it's totally had it now. But interesting. And the search continues. What have we got? Old car hubcap. Completely sort of rusted through, but that's what that is. And just looking along here, if I don't fall down the steep hill again, There's a bottle. It's not broken. And it's got a star on the bottom. Don't know what that would be from. All you bottle people out there will know exactly what that is. Whereas I don't, but a fairly modern bottle I would think. 1960s, 1970s, that sort of thing. I'm not going to take the chrome trim that's hanging out, but if you've got a 1970s Cortina, it might be the thing for you. I'm not going to take the old Coke can, but the vacuum bottle there, don't know what that's from. I'm going to put that by the one side and we'll take that, see if we can identify anything of what it actually was. Who knows? Might be able to or not, don't know. Yet another fridge, not an ice cream one. And just down to one side of that, in the bush there, we've got another hubcap, black this time. Quite old, that one, I would think, sort of 1930s hubcap, and completely rusted through again. And now as I come further up the hill, there's loads of scrap in the, mixed in with the soil here. Bits of old fridge and car and oil drum and all sorts. So it is promising, so we'll carry on. And just looking down here by this tree, look down, there we are. Typical 1970s chrome, sharp if you hit it. Mirror with the mirror missing, which would have gone on the side of a door. Takes you back just looking around these things to realise how much has changed. I expect if you were a crafter you can make something out of it. I'm not a crafter, so I can't, so we'll carry on. Just found this random piece of iron here. Forgive me for pinging a bit of metal underneath my feet. That'd be an ideal one for Phil, that would, look at that. So, another piece of seat or something, I would think. And it's really, really steep. So I've got to be extremely careful. Especially at my age, don't want to fall over. You might not get up again. Just looking around here. Oh, what's this? And old car distributor. Blimey, that takes me back. Check your points are adjusted. Good grief. That is a real blast from the past, isn't it? More bits of stuff here, look. Plastic container down there. And remnants of an old spin dryer. That takes me back as well. Certainly be good for taking me down memory lane, this has. Well, I'm not finding anything extremely old at the moment, but quite interesting. And look at this. So, rubber mat from a car, or no, I would say a lorry. And look, still got the old brake pedal there, hanging out of it. I expect the rest of it is buried somewhere in this giant midden of interest, who knows, but great fun. Just by this old tree here, growing out over it is an old oil tank like you would see in the, zoom that out with touch again, in a petrol garage years ago. Would have had Pegasus or something on the side of it. Can't get out, far too heavy, far too big, never move it in a month of Sundays, but that's what that is. So all you petrol heads out there get excited over that one, I'm sure. Well, roundup time. If you don't want to see this, go make a cup of tea now from this fantastic place. Bit of fun. And got the wonderful, or fantastic as I called it, bottle cage that would have been used by a milkman or something like that. May have even been used for something a bit more heavier and commercial. Just turn it on its side a minute, see if there's any writing on it. Ah, there is. And it says on there FDL. So I'll have to look that up when I get home and see what FDL Limited was. Then I'll better find out what the bottles were stored in for what reason. But that's the most fantastic find of the day. But just had a lovely time here, really. Great fun. Absolutely brilliant time. I'm going to be leaving this area now after having a fantastic time here. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a different sort of a thing, looking through stuff which has been dumped over recent years really, but still of some interest. So if you can do it, everybody's got a bit of something like this around them. Have a look in it, see what you can find, see if you can find any history of it. I think it's worthwhile. It's extremely hot. I'm gonna have a drink of water, go home, have a shower, cool down I think.